Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weischadle here with Dave Weischadle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the sports betting industry. This week in our state and national reports, we're going to be covering some April and May benchmarks. Yes, Illinois has reported their numbers.
Okay, yeah. Not as slow as Arizona, but, you know.
No one is as slow as Arizona, but they move deliberately to get their numbers right.
Well, it's an important state.
Exactly.
Chicago
It's a big state, too.
It's a big state.
Deals, we've got a pair of fantasy sports deals to talk about this week.
Okay.
Another deal for IC360. Mm-hmm. And then we've got a soccer deal to end up on.
Okay.
Industry updates, we've got our normal assortments of licenses and launches, and also we've got a few announcements as well. And also we're going to finish up in our legislative roundup with news coming out of New York, Washington, D.C., and Rhode Island.
All right.
We're going to start talking state and national reports right after this.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-479-3522. That's 800-479-3522. 800-479-3522.
Attention. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, watch this urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by hiring 87,000 new agents to garnish your paycheck and put liens on homes and businesses. They can even seize your bank account. The IRS calls it enforced compliance, and now they have the manpower to get you. Penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily. So call One Stop Tax Relief Shop and get the IRS off your back. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. And no other tax shop gets you more or faster approvals. One Stop Tax Relief has resolved thousands of cases since 2014 and saved clients millions of dollars. Call now for a free consultation. Connect with tax professionals who get the IRS off your back.
Call 800-605-0688. 800-605-0688.
One Stop Tax Relief Shop.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. We're going to start off our state and national reports heading back in time to the month of April and the state of Illinois. The land of Lincoln has reported that the state has become the fourth state to pass $35 billion in handle all time post-PASPA era.
Okay.
$35 billion.
All right. Wait, let me New York, New Jersey are the two of the other four. Oh no, wait, there's only one more, right?
There's three more.
There's three more. Then
there's New Jersey, New York, you got those two.
Okay. Pennsylvania?
No. You're
okay.
you're still missing the elephant in the room there.
Nevada.
There you go.
Okay.
That's it. Three ahead of it.
Okay, that's why I said you had one more after that. All right.
This was the 8th consecutive month for the state of at least $1 billion in total handle. 13th time overall, trailing only New York and New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Parlays in the state of Illinois. They seem to love their parlays in Illinois. $307.4 million handle. That's 28% of the total handle, but almost 70% of the revenue. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Sports books love their parlays. That's why anytime you log on to a sports book, they have parlays this and parlays that, and bonuses for parlays and everything.
Well, with parlays,
you got to be careful with parlays.
Yes, but with parlays, it allows the sports books to bring in lower amounts per bet, but more volume of bets.
Okay.
So that's why they love them.
I tend not to do the parlays that the sports books suggest.
I avoid those. I avoid those.
There's something in my head that says They're suggesting these so they make money.
Exactly.
So I kind of shy away from them.
Moving forward in the calendar, we've got May sports betting reports from the state of Maryland. Maryland became the 14th state to pass $8 billion in handle in the post-PASPA era.
Nice. 7th
time their gross gaming revenue passed $50 million. FanDuel passed $1 billion in all-time handle there, $150 million in revenue. And DraftKings, $250 million in all-time revenue for the state of Maryland.
So in Maryland, is FanDuel the sportsbook, the top
yes,
sportsbook? Okay.
In pretty much almost just about every state.
Well, no, not New England.
No,
I know
not
DraftKings rules New
and
England.
I believe in Iowa, too. Iowa and Indiana seem to have a DraftKings-centric crowd there.
All right.
We got a couple of states reporting some quick benchmarks here. We got 4 of them. We've got Indiana reporting its year-to-date handle past $2 billion.
Okay.
West Virginia, year-to-date handle past $200 million. Shows the difference between those states.
Yeah.
Tennessee passed all-time handle past $13 billion, and its year-to-date handle past $2 billion.
Okay.
That's the online-only state.
All right.
Kansas also reported their main numbers. Kansas reported that its year-to-date handle past $1 billion.
Nice. Wow, look at Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas coming on the outside there.
Wow. Okay.
Now we got a report from the D.C. Lottery. Now the D.C. Lottery has started releasing its own numbers ahead of what the entire district does.
Sure.
And
went through some changes too.
Yeah.
They went past Intralot, and now it's
well, no,
FanDuel.
they went with Gambit to
Gambit.
FanDuel. It's still Intralot, but it's Gambit gone, FanDuel in.
Yeah. Gambit, FanDuel.
And May was actually the first full month for FanDuel as part of the D.C. Lottery. Handle of $29.7 million, revenue $4.8, taxes came in at about $486,000. FanDuel accepted 1.2 million bets.
Wow.
In May.
Okay.
Yep. The highest volume of any number of wagers that Gambit DC had was 250,000 in a month.
Wow.
Shows a huge difference there.
Yeah, a bit of a difference.
Yeah, and Caesars 197,000 was the most amount of bets that it received.
Now, do you have an update on our favorite sportsbook in the DC area, or they haven't reported?
That hasn't been reported yet.
Okay, and of course I'm talking about the Cloakroom. What is
the over-under sports bar in the
Cloakroom? Okay,
yes.
the Cloakroom is the actual gentleman's club.
Right.
What was it called?
The over-under sports bar, and it's the Cloakroom is the gentleman's club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I saw some T-shirts.
Yes.
The over-under club at one of the conferences I went to.
But no, this was just DC Lottery numbers.
Okay.
Not the district itself.
Okay.
And we're going to finish up the state and national reports with two parts reporting from New York State.
Okay.
We've got New York's May numbers, their overall May numbers, $1.9 billion in handle again. The state of New York's mobile industry passed $44.5 billion in handle for May.
Okay.
We got other numbers moving that up.
These numbers
after
are
this.
staggering.
Yeah,
Every month.
$2 billion in tax revenue. These numbers changed already because
how much in
$2
tax?
billion in tax revenue.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, for the month of May.
Jeez.
So kind of a huge number there, but that's that 51%.
Yeah.
Yeah. DraftKings and FanDuel both passed $1.5 billion in fiscal year-to-date handle, which is different than the year-to-date handle because DraftKings passed $3 billion in year-to-date handle, and FanDuel passed $3.5 billion in year-to-date.
Okay.
Now, the reason I'm saying fiscal versus year-to-date, fiscal started April 4th. Mm-hmm. They have a different calendar for their fiscal year.
Yeah.
So year-to-date, they have bigger numbers.
Yeah. By the way, that $2 billion tax revenue number, that's what's causing a lot of states
to
across
reconsider
the country
what
to
they've already
reconsider
done.
what their tax rate is.
Yes.
So.
We've got FanDuel, 7 straight months of at least $700 million in monthly handles.
Wow.
That's an incredible streak right there.
That's great.
DraftKings right now has 2 consecutive months of $700 million or more handles for monthly.
Wow.
And also like I said, these numbers, those overall numbers, $44.5 billion, that's already changed.
Yeah.
Because now we're reporting the week ending June 9th. Right now, the overall mobile industry's betting handle past $45 billion. It's already jumped that much in 2 weeks after that.
Can you imagine? I mean, we're talking about sports betting now, but I know there's a big push in New York by a lot of lawmakers for online casinos. The online casino numbers would be staggering
if they have a 51% tax rate. If they have the same tax rate.
I can't, because look, I mean, Operators like sports betting, but they love their online casinos. So, just like in the brick and mortar casinos, slots are the kings. And if you have online casinos, it means you have real money slots on your phones and your computers and your tablets. I mean, the numbers will be staggering out of New York if that happens.
2 other numbers to take note for the week ending June 9th here. We have third straight week of below $400 million in weekly handle. Second straight week of below $40 million in weekly revenue. So they're in a kind of a lull for them.
Yeah,
for them.
Dog
These are
days of
great
summer,
numbers. These are great numbers for other states. For them, this is a lull.
I'm sure if the Rangers went further in the playoffs, I'm sure if the Knicks went further in the playoffs, I think those numbers would be incredible, because the feeling when they were going through the playoffs for hockey and for basketball was just the feeling in that city was great. I mean, we were up there and we were around it, and it was amazing, and it was a huge disappointment when both of them got knocked out. So, I'm wondering how much these numbers are reflecting that. So
Could just be the calendar, that's all.
Yeah.
That's it for state and national reports. We're going to start talking deals right now. We're going to start off our deal segment talking football.
Okay.
The United Football League, the UFL, which is the combined leagues of the XFL and the USFL, has announced a partnership with Underdog Fantasy, naming Underdog the league's exclusive fantasy sports partner.
So they're exclusive. So
it's exclusive.
It's Underdog Fantasy or nothing.
Nothing, exactly.
So, okay.
Deal positions Underdog as the official fantasy sports sponsor, and I guess they can call themselves this, the premier spring football league. They're the only spring football league, aren't they? So I guess they can get away calling themselves premier spring football league. Under the deal,
Have you been watching this? Or?
Yes, I have.
I got to admit, I haven't gotten into it.
Is
there a lot of betting talk, a lot of fantasy talk?
Not as much as you would think.
A lot of graphics with regard to betting and fantasy. And
the scoreboard on the screen shows the over-under and the pregame line.
Okay.
So, but other than that, they do once in a while go down to the field and talk to one of the sideline
stats
reporters.
And stuff like that? I mean, like
no, they don't
receiving yards.
No.
And
well,
stuff.
it's just a normal football broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Interspersed, there's some gambling talk into it, but
all right.
Also as part of the deal, the Underdog Fantasy is the presenting partner of the league's point after touchdown plays. Now they have the 3.3 options. The 1 point play from the 2 yard line.
Okay, that's right.
The 2 point play from the 5 yard line, or the 3 point play from the 10 yard line.
Okay.
Instead of an extra point after kick, they just do these.
Oh, these are plays. These aren't kicks at all.
There's no kicks.
There's no kicks. Oh, okay.
The only time you see a kickoff is in a punt, or a kicking is punts and kickoffs. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Okay. I got to check it out. I'm gonna.
I've seen a lot of the 3 point plays.
Okay.
Very fun to watch that happen.
Okay.
Most of them don't go because I see the majority teams going for the 2 point play more so than the 1 or the 3.
Okay.
So, but I have seen a couple tries for the 3 point plays. I saw one successful, a couple of that didn't go.
Okay.
But it's a fun play to watch.
All right.
Underdogs also continues as the official presenting partner of Touchdown of the Week, which is basically exciting video compilation. They're using those words. Exciting video compilation of every touchdown scored during each week of play.
Good. Yeah.
Another fantasy sports deal is Prize Picks. Prize Picks has announced a collaboration with Kindbridge Behavioral Health.
Good. Great.
To provide access to Kindbridge's problem gambling prevention, treatment, and recovery efforts. For the initial part of this collaboration, Prize Picks will be covering all costs for their players, because I noticed everywhere in the press release at no initial cost to Prize Picks players and customer-facing employees.
That's great for Prize Picks.
Yes, that's the way to start it.
And Kindbridge Behavioral Health Center.
Yes.
And there's such a great place.
Yes.
And they do great work. So it's a great collaboration.
It's also very unique to see a company step up like this.
Well, I think it's
which
great.
is great to see Prize Picks do.
Nice.
IC360, another partnership. They've announced a partnership with North Dakota State University to provide their Prohibit program to the university. digital education training for all student athletes, coaches, and administration staff
Great.
under the deal.
That's great.
Last deal of the week, we've got William Hill. We don't talk William Hill too much.
Oh, boy.
Usually in the United States, we talk Caesars, but this is William
That
Hill
was
overseas.
one of my first sports books I downloaded on my my phone, and what did they change over to? Who is it? Caesars,
Caesars,
right?
yep.
Yeah, Caesars. Yeah,
Yep.
and they just changed, you know.
but only in the United States.
yeah,
Only in the United States.
Not like some. I had to download one and erase the other.
Well, again,
this one just changed.
The tech stack stayed the same for
Yeah.
this. But here we have the Scottish Professional Football League securing a 5-year contract with William Hill, with William Hill becoming the title sponsor of all 4 divisions of the league.
Oh, okay.
You will now have the William Hill Premiership, the William Hill Championship, William Hill League 1, and William Hill League 2.
Wow. Okay.
They're the official betting partner of the Scottish Professional Football League as well. And as part of the deal, they brought in Epic Global Solutions.
Great.
Great partners there for everything.
That's another great company that's doing amazing work in the gaming industry.
They'll be doing a multi-year first-of-its-kind program on the prevention of gambling harm, or gambling harm prevention, however you want to phrase it, for the players, staff, and other supporters of the teams.
Okay.
That's it for the deals. We're going to start talking industry updates right after this.
Imagine if you lost 20, 30, 40, or even 50 pounds or more right away. Would you be more attractive to the opposite sex? Feel better? Sleep better? If you've tried to lose weight in the past and repeatedly failed, then you need to know about a true game-changer medication. Semaglutide is FDA approved. It can produce quick and easy results. Call the number on your screen now for free info. This is the last diet you'll ever go on. Finally lose the weight and keep it off. There's no pain, no surgery, no exercise plan, no starvation, no fasting, no silly meal prep. In fact, you can continue to eat the foods you love. Pause this screen and take down this number or store it in your cell phone. But call today for free information. The Advanced Medical Weight Loss Program is physician-based and works with your body naturally to create the feeling of being full. This is not just about losing weight. This is about what your life can become as a thinner you. Call the number on your screen now for free info. Finally lose the weight and keep it off. Look great this summer, but hurry. There's a huge demand for this product and shortages may occur at any time. Call the number on your screen now for free information.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. Going to start off our industry updates going out to Arizona. Arizona Department of Gaming has announced that they will be accepting event wagering applications until July 19th.
Okay.
They're hoping to get at least a minimum of 1 event wagering application each from a tribal casino as well as a professional sports franchise.
Okay. Arizona just lost the professional.
No, they are
sports.
still licensed.
They are so. What are they doing with that?
Don't know.
In limbo right now.
Right now it's limbo.
I'm talking about the Arizona Coyotes.
Coyotes remain licensed even though they moved.
Okay.
Right now, the law allows for 10 licenses for pro sports venues and tribes, and 9 tribal licenses are already taken. 8 of the pro franchise licenses have been issued, so there's currently 1 tribal license available, 2 pro franchise license available.
Okay.
So we'll see.
We'll see what that
the
Coyotes license has to do, or what's going on
again,
there.
Right now, there's only 1. There's 2 pro franchise licenses available. If the Coyotes get unlicensed, probably 3.
Okay.
But right now, they remain licensed through this window of applications.
As we speak now, they're still licensed.
Exactly.
Okay.
Over in Illinois, we got 2 stories coming out of Illinois. We've got Bally's targeting the date for or the year for the opening of their downtown Chicago casino and resort for 2026. We're talking a 500-room hotel, 3,000-seat theater, 10 restaurants,
Wow.
and a casino with 4,000 gaming positions. So that's 4,000 employees.
Wow. Nice.
According to the Illinois Gaming Control Board, their temporary casino had its best month ever, $11.73 million from players. That's their best month to date. The slots accounted for $6.98 million. Table games won $4.75 million. And this is actually kind of interesting to see because there's some debate on what actual month they're planning on opening. There's some questions about the timeline and all that.
So we know it's 2026.
Right.
They just haven't gotten too specific
Exactly.
in 2026.
Exactly.
Okay.
Staying in Illinois, we've got Hard Rock International revealing their grand opening date for the Hard Rock Casino Rockford's permanent facility, August 29th of this year.
By the way, I read an article about this. It's August 29th at 3:00 in the afternoon. So
Yes, with a Guitar Smash opening.
yeah, do they have the Guitar
They
Smash?
will be
group?
having the Guitar Smash opening.
That's a traditional
Yes.
way Hard Rock opens.
Yep.
We were at the opening for the one in Atlantic City. They had everyone on stage and they smashed guitars.
They're going to have 175,000 square feet of gaming space, 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, a poker room, state-of-the-art sports book, 6 restaurants, the gift shop from the Hard Rock,
Sure.
as well as the Hard Rock Live Entertainment venue, which is going to be spanning 23,000 square feet, accommodating up to 2,000 people.
Wow.
One of the bigger ones that they have in the United States.
Now, for the famous Hard Rock T-shirt, will they have Illinois or will they have Rockford underneath?
Right now, I think they should actually, for marketing.
I do the Rockford, logo.
Well, I think that they should actually call it Hard Rockford for the day.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
Marketing people, listen up.
Look at that.
We're leaving Illinois, and we're going over to Connecticut now.
Okay.
Much has been talked about with what happened with Michigan. They sent the cease and desist letter
to Bovada?
At the time we're filming this, we have not heard a response from Bovada. From
Okay.
the cease and desist.
But by the time you're seeing this, I would assume there has been a response.
Yes.
I would think.
And if it's anything like what they've been doing, they'll probably be either moving out of state or maybe looking at ways to apply for a license or something like that.
I don't
We'll
know.
see.
We'll see.
Yeah, but right now we have Connecticut. By the time this airs as well, they have already sent out their cease and desist letter
Well, also by the time we talk
to Bovada.
Massachusetts might have done something. I
No,
know
no,
they're
no.
I know they're talking about it.
Massachusetts,
I don't know if Massachusetts is going to pull the trigger like Michigan and probably Connecticut.
Massachusetts has said they're going to have a meeting at a later date to discuss it, but they've also asked for the Attorney General to take a look at the gambling statistics and usage of Bovada in the state
Okay.
of Massachusetts before they do anything.
Look,
So,
when you're talking about offshore, operators, Bovada is a big one. You always hear
Yes.
Bovada, and there are some. I actually heard radio stations that actually use their lines. I mean,
Yeah.
which is shocking to me because they're not licensed. So
No.
it's
doesn't mean they're illegal. It just means they're not
just
licensed to
not
operate
licensed.
in the United States.
I mean, and whenever you put money in an unlicensed site, an offshore account, you have to be aware. You have to be, you're outside the rules and regulations of this country. So, buyer beware.
Yeah.
So,
And also the state doesn't see a dime. That's the other problem.
well, yeah, I mean, now with legal sports betting, the state has a vested interest
Yes.
to keep these unlicensed
Unlicensed.
operators out.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this, because Bovada is a big name.
Yeah.
So
Quick note for our last entry. We've got Virgin Atlantic announcing new flights from Las Vegas to England.
okay.
They-
There's no stopovers. Just
It's nonstop service
Nonstop,
between
huh?
Harry Reid International Airport and Manchester,
how
England.
long a flight is that?
Don't know, but it's
Okay.
3 days a week, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays on a Airbus A350 jet that can carry up to 400 people
Oh, okay,
going to Vegas
nice.
or
All right.
leaving Vegas, depending
Okay.
on how you want to look at it. That's it for industry updates. We're going to finish up with our legislative roundup. Starting off in New York State, we've got Representative Paul Tonko in the news again, this time in an article provided by military.com to us.
Okay.
Representative Tonko has filed an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act that would prohibit the military from operating slot machines on their bases.
Okay.
Now, slot machines on military bases in the United States were banned back in 1951. We're talking international bases. We've got 12 countries. Majority of the slots, about 3,000 slot machines on several bases. Japan, South Korea, Germany are the ones that is the focus of the amendment. Those bases, or the slots on those bases, bring in about over $100 million according to the government.
Wow. I didn't know it was
government
that
accounting
much.
office. Yes,
I mean, do they have a lot of them? I mean, are there
more than 3,000 slot machines.
Oh, okay.
So-
I don't know. I just I was wondering if they have like rooms full of slot machines on these foreign military
I don't know how they've got it set up. I think they're in the
international military bases.
You remember those episodes of MASH when they're in the officers club? There's a slot machine
There's
in the
one
corner.
or two, yeah.
That's kind of what you're looking at.
Okay, all right.
That kind of setup. I don't think they have a separate
I'm
casino
sure
area.
someone's done a study on this, and hopefully someone's done a study. It's just not arbitrary, but they were outlawed on military bases for a reason in this country in 1951 you
1951.
said? So maybe there's something to it. Who knows?
Well, we'll see what happens. It's one of 1,300 proposed amendments that were filed. Not all of them get considered.
Okay.
Moving over to Washington, D.C., the Washington, D.C. City Council approved a budget that will allow for several new sports betting operators in the district starting July 15th.
There we go. We were just talking about
Yes.
DC.
Right now, FanDuel is the only current operator in the district. The bill, which is referred to as the Sports Wagering Amendment Act of 2024, essentially opened up the district to 7 online sports betting skins.
Okay.
A new type license will be created, Type C, allow sports franchises in the district as well as stadiums to apply for these licenses. Regarding the teams, they have to play 90% of their home games in the district. They can't be a Washington team that plays in Virginia or Maryland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it'll be the Type C license. Basically, it's Audi Field, whatever the car is. Capital One Arena, DC United, Nationals Park, Washington Capitals, Washington Nationals, and Washington Wizards.
Okay.
And last but not least, we have Rhode Island. The Rhode Island Senate voted to increase the outstanding credit per player to $100,000.
Okay.
That's basically double what it currently is.
Well,
50,000 is the gambling credit limit for
They
casino gambling.
have to compete with other states like Massachusetts and New York, especially if New York gets New York City area casinos, and I know they have upstate casinos, and they have to compete with Connecticut. So that's something they have to do.
Well, Massachusetts and New York are going to have gambling credit limits. Connecticut's got a little different animal because the casinos are Native Americans. They can give whatever credit limit they want. They're not controlled by the state legislation.
Okay.
So I think Rhode Island's more concerned about Connecticut more so than Massachusetts and New York. But Massachusetts does cause some issue for concern because they do allow higher limits than Rhode Island.
They have to compete. They have to compete. And look, Rhode Island. I've been to Rhode Island casinos, and it's great. They're run by Bally's, so they're good.
Yes.
So.
That's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. Press releases, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. Keep those coming in. If you've been watching on TV, there's a ticker flying below with a lot of stories we didn't have a chance to talk about on air today. And as always, Monday mornings when this show is released, the full print version of this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report will be on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button, and you'll see a full print version there. It contains the stories we talked about, some of the ticker stories. Most of the ticker is international news, as well as some financial information as well. And also a lot of stories we didn't have a chance to cover in this half hour. So please visit there and enjoy the read.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.